I experienced.
Do you
I experienced. Whatever you can make of that statement, I experienced, that's it. If you don't understand part of it, there's nothing I can do for you. Because that's all I got.
you are experiencing a conversation with me, so therefore it must be.
I didn't say that. I'm just experiencing the conversation.
Well, it's you are, and then what can you derive from it? Do you just not derive anything?
I can derive that I'm having a conversation with you.
Well, you are having a conversation. You don't need to derive that because you are. You've already stated you are. You don't need to go into this. Derivatives are something that isn't right in front of you. A derivative is something you can.
I'm sorry. I didn't say anything about derivatives. I said I am having a conversation with you. That's it.
Okay, but in a conversation, I can mention something about derivatives and deriving things, and I did. So I mentioned something about derivatives. You know,
okay.
We are co-drivers of this conversation, and so if I want to bring deriving something from, so hold on. Here's a basic syllogism for you. You are experiencing a conversation. If you are experiencing something, it probably exists. Therefore, you and I both probably exist because we are both experiencing a conversation and each other.
Right, but I didn't get into all that. See, you threw in a whole lot of stuff that I have nothing to do with. There's no probably, there's no nothing. I'm having a conversation with you. There's no problem.
Fine, let's take out the probably, turn it into the definites. If you experience something, then it exists because your senses can.
No, hold on. Wait, sir. Why do you keep adding all that stuff in? I'm having a conversation with you. That's it. There's nothing to add.
You're having a conversation.
Aren't we having a conversation right now?
And there's nothing to add.
Hold on. I don't need any help.
Can you hear my voice? Yes.
Listen, are we having a conversation?
Yeah.
So why are you asking me, can I hear your voice?
I just want your answer. Can you hear me?
We're having a conversation.
Slick can't know he's having a conversation. He just believes he's having a conversation.
Can you sit on the sidelines and let us do this?
No, it's a server for everyone, dude.
I know what it is, but we were having a conversation. Could you do me a favor and let us
So was I.
I'm just asking for a favor.
He doesn't want to experience you, man.
I'm just asking for a personal favor, that's all. Now go ahead, continue.
I can't go much
You
further.
believe
We're
you're
almost
asking
there,
for
Paul.
a personal favor.
We haven't experienced you personally, Slick. So that's asking a bit much.
I understand, but I can't talk to all you guys at once, so I'm trying to continue with this.
But why enter a group conversation then?
So
you jump into a group chat and then you get annoyed when other people.
I never said I was annoyed. Why are you accusing me of being annoyed?
Because you were annoyed.
So you're accusing me of being annoyed, even though I
experienced you being annoyed.
I experienced an annoyance in your voice.
Now, to the young man that I was just talking to, do you see what's happening here? Notice you and I can't talk anymore? I just want you to notice that.
Of course you can talk. What's wrong with you? Don't you have a voice?
It's, I do understand where you're coming from, but also they're just doing this in good fun. I want to get personally offended over it.
Who said anything about being offended? Why do you guys keep saying stuff about offended? I never said anything about offended.
Okay, you're not offended.
My point is that you keep bringing up these terms that I never said anything about.
Do you have to?
You just believe that we brought up those terms. You can't know that.
I don't have a belief system, so don't even tell me.
Believe you don't have a belief system.
You guys.
I don't have a belief system. I don't have a belief system.
No, you just believe you don't have a belief.
I don't have a belief system.
No, you believe you don't have a belief.
I don't have a belief system.
You believe
you don't.
I don't have
That's your
a
belief
system.
Yeah, say the book.
Let me pose the
I
question.
don't have a belief system.
You better
May I pose a question?
believe.
Okay, I do believe something personally. I would like to ask how one lives their everyday life without a belief system.
Experience.
What is experience without belief? You have to believe.
Who needs belief?
Hold
have to
on,
believe-
hold on,
Your
hold
brain
on.
has to
I
believe
can't-
your eyes. It has to
I-
believe your ears. It has to believe your nose. It
Take
has
it
to believe your
easy. Hold
tongue.
on.
It has to believe your senses. You have to believe something.
Take it easy, slow down. Don't. Where did you get that from?
My experience.
who told you
I can
all
lick
that?
my phone and know my
Okay,
phone
so
is real
hold
because
on,
I've
hold on.
experienced it.
Hold on. Why is it that your experience automatically applies to me?
It's basic human experience. It's objective experience. Everyone has the experience of the five senses unless they're
Hold
born
on, now
without
here
it.
we go. Then this is my point. This is the whole thing. Why do you feel you can speak for everybody? Why is it not just speaking for you enough? Why will you have to make this blanket statement that everybody? All you have ever experienced is yourself. All you have control over is your own experience. So you can't make a statement about everybody.
As far as I'm concerned, from my experience, I have observed that human beings have eyes, ears, noses, mouths, and, like,
So does that
They-
mean you get
and-
to speak? Does that mean you get to speak for them?
I mean, I am speaking for them. I have freedom of
How?
speech. I can
And,
speak
and
forever.
no, I'm not. That's not. I'm not talking about that. No, you know, I'm not talking about that. When I'm saying,
I know you're not talking about
Okay,
that,
well,
but
then, okay, so don't do that to me.
fine, I'll speak for myself. I have experienced the five senses.
Gotcha.
So I believe I experienced those five senses. Your brain I can touch something, and then, by the nature of philosophy, I can say this isn't real. But I can touch it, I can feel it, I can see it, I can smell it. My phone smells disgusting because it's been in my sweaty pocket all day. But, I can experience all of these things and know that something is real. I don't, I can experience...
Sir, I hear you. Listen, sir, I got your point. I understand your point. You don't have to go on. The only thing I'm trying to tell you is that you can only speak for yourself. You can't speak for me. See, I don't have that same experience that you do. All I'm doing is listening to you express yourself to me. See, I'm not telling you what you are and what you can't do and we all. All I can do is listen to what you're saying. So when you say we all and everybody, I have to stop you because you can't speak.
Fine. I redact all my statements about speaking for everyone else, take those, and then attribute them to me and only me, and that's what we have.
All right. Now that makes the conversation flow easier because when you say we all, you're kind of attaching your beliefs onto we all, and then there is no we all. See, I don't have beliefs. I don't have a belief system. To me, beliefs don't even exist. They're not real. That's something that that's something that other people have.
How
Not
about
me.
if I say you all and not we all?
Yeah.
Slick,
Yes.
don't listen. That's retarded. I know that's really. Don't listen to him. Look,
I told you Kaiser was coming. I
Fuck,
told
Slick,
you.
no, wait, Slick.
You're
I have
gonna
a
pay
question.
for this.
You're
Shit.
welcome, everyone.
I have a question for you, Slick. Have you ever heard of Plato's theory of forms?
I could project my.
Not really. I heard of Plato, but I haven't heard of that particular.
Oh, dear God, okay.
Okay, so Plato's
Can
theory
you
of
pro-
forms
can you-
is.
Can you project an
Go
experience?
ahead, David.
Can you project an experience?
But whatever you're about to tell me about Plato, it doesn't apply to me.
Can you project
It,
it?
actually, it has to.
Can
It
you-
has to.
No,
Can
it
you
doesn't.
project an
And I
experience?
apologize, Slick. It's
No.
really hard when somebody
Project
talks
an
over.
experience
Right,
on
that's
the-
And
okay.
I apologize for
Don't worry
David.
about
Don't worry
Can you
about it.
Can you project
I'll let him finish.
experience onto someone else?
But the thing is that what I'm trying to say is that whatever Plato said, just as in this conversation I just had with the gentleman, you can't apply that to me. See, that's my whole point. You can
Oh, but
apply
you
it to
can
yourself
project-
if you
you
want,
can
but you
project-
can't do it to
you
me.
can
That's the only
project
thing I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to mute David because it's so bad.
I'm asking a legitimate question. He can project his experience onto somebody, then, right?
If you want to mute him too, Slick, that's cool. I'm
Hell
actually
yeah,
trying to have
David.
a really serious conversation.
Well,
No, I
mean,
understand.
if you're projecting, if you're projecting, an
Plato's theory of forms is
That's
basically
correct.
talking about a generality. It's the idea of a physical thing. Let's say a table. When you think of a table, what is required for a table to what physical requirements are needed for a table to be, and there's several different ways to identify a table. And oh Lord, Jesus.
But
Anyway.
the thing is, before you go on, I already understand, but that doesn't apply to me.
Okay, so you can when you see something that is a table, and would you identify it something else? I mean, when you see a table, do you know a table when you see a table? I mean, everybody else, I do. I mean, but
The thing is, listen here, I don't have to go through all that. I just experience. I don't have to go through identifying my experience. It's right in front of me.
okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Can you expand on that?
In other words, when I'm experiencing, I don't have to name everything in my experience. I don't have to do that. You have to do that?
No, I agree with you don't have to name everything in your experience. It just helps to identify it with a name, but there's not necessary. In fact, Richard Feynman made a very interesting comment about naming stuff, where naming something doesn't.
Who the fuck care?
Yeah, that doesn't apply.
I'm trying to agree.
Shut the
you,
fuck up. Fucking
Jesus.
cares what you're bringing to the table right now.
Can
Do you
I
know what the
can I
table
finish? Can I?
is?
Wait
Wait a
Should
minute,
be
who is
managed-
that talking? Wait a minute, hold on a second. That voice sounds familiar. Who is that talking?
I think it's Grimm, but I'm pretty sure it's Grimm. But look, James,
No,
Fucking
fucking
No, that's
Oh, who's
Are you-
drunk?
By the way,
All right.
Kaiser, it's Fetterman, Richard Fetterman. Don't you listen to Riley?
Oh yeah, why? But yeah, I agree with you, James, that you don't have to have a word to naming something doesn't constitute knowledge. I agree.
all right.
Well, I mean, the guy is a
Yeah.
Nobel Prize winner, so
Well, I mean, see, the thing is, I'm not impressed by Nobel Prize winners. That don't mean anything to me.
I didn't.
That's
No,
sad.
I'm just stating it. Like, see, when you said the guy is a Nobel Prize winner, I'm just saying, for me, that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, the reason. All right, I'll tell you personally, with my personal experience, I agree that names don't constitute knowledge. Jim Panda actually tried to pull one over like that with me when I didn't understand that I understood something that he was talking about. I knew about it, but I just never knew there was a name associated with it, and he ripped on me for it. So I can understand that kind of problem.
Right. It's just that I noticed that when people talk about, they keep on talking about these things like they need to be called something and identified. Experience doesn't need any identification. It's all there.
I mean, it helps. It does help when you want to talk about it with
Help
other
who?
people.
No.
When you want to talk about it
No.
to converse the knowledge to other people, it helps, but it's not necessary. As far as
Right.
on a personal, it's not necessary.
Well, that's all part of the conversation. Like if I'm explaining my experience to you, let's say like if I'm experiencing drinking a glass of water, then I'm saying if I tell you I'm drinking a glass of water, that's telling you what my experience is. So I'm telling you about the glass, I'm telling you about the water, and I'm telling you about that I'm drinking it. So it's all encompassed in the experience.
Okay, but you still have to have nouns in there. You're talking about water. You're talking about glass.
Right.
Even defining a verb as a name. So, I mean, it's very important to actually, but it's not necessary as far as gaining knowledge. That part I understand.
Right. So I'm just saying, so when I say I have experience, why do I need to do anything more than that?
It's important not only for communication. When you want to actually do communication, it is important to have names, but it's not necessary to obtain the knowledge itself.
Right. But the thing I'm trying to find out is, how does all this play a role in the experience? In other words, when I say I experience and that's it, I don't understand where are we having a problem?
I don't see a problem, to be honest. I'm in agreement with you on that.
Gotcha.
See, I actually thought what Dallas David was interesting, what Kaiser was going to say about projecting an experience onto others.
Right. And what does that see? That's now what I experience that when people try to tell me I have a belief system, they're trying to project onto me their belief system. That's what I get.
And that
Well,
that
who's
makes
experiencing an experience being projected onto them as being
doesn't matter
beliefs?
it doesn't matter, James. What you said makes sense. Yeah, when you're trying to have somebody project their wants and desires on you, it's pretty
It
obvious.
doesn't matter.
what
It
happens.
absolutely matters. You don't matter enough to tell me that what I said doesn't matter.
Curve, you really
And by
do
the way,
like-
BB's a cockwomble, so you have that.
So you do understand my point that, see, people can't do that. Like if I say I don't have a belief system, nobody can tell me that I do, can they?
Hey, shout out to Peanuts Clark. What's
Yeah,
going on?
they can.
James, by the way, Curved is a
I know who Curved is.
he's-
Listen, you don't have to.
he's a funny guy.
You don't have to explain him to me. I've had plenty of Curve. You don't have to tell me anything about Curve.
He
That
knows.
was a good.
Could I ask a hypothetical question? You give me a hypothetical answer.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, like, let's say there's a scenario where objectively it was impossible to be a human being and not have beliefs at the same time. Couldn't then someone in that scenario tell you that you have a belief?
No.
Okay.
And then, let me put it to you this way, just to make it easier for you. There's no scenario that you can tell me that I have a belief. None. No hypothetical, no real, no nothing. It's let's just say it's impossible.
No, it's not.
Pardon me? Because remember, we established we can't speak for other people. We can only speak for ourselves. So if I say I don't have beliefs, nobody can come along and tell me that I do. That can't happen. See, I can't tell you anything about you. All I can do is listen to what you tell me about you. That's it. That's my power doesn't go any farther than that.
Are you allowed to define yourself as whatever you want, no matter what?
Why would I need to define anything? I just experience. Why color it? Why dilute it? Why not just experience it in its fullness?
Do you draw conclusions from
No,
conversations?
no.
So, okay.
Why would I draw a conclusion for what?
I tell you, your father's died, Slick. What conclusion do you draw?
I'm sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
I said I'd ring you and tell you your father's died. What conclusion do you draw?
If you came and told me that my father died,
Yeah.
that what you
what
said?
conclusion do you draw?
I don't draw any conclusion. I would just experience you coming and tell me that my father died.
You're a dropkick.
Fucking hell.
That is fucking.
Yeah,
See,
this is
you
pretty
know-
much the
you-
end of the
So-
You know why?
conversation.
You know what? Let me tell you why it sounds so stupid. Because you're.
So you wouldn't-
Hold on. Let me tell you
Let's-
why that
'cause
sounds.
Why?
The reason that
Why do we
the
need to
reason
do
that
this
sounds
again?
stupid is because you're not
Hold
getting.
on, man. What tell about it, man? Crazy shit now.
This is the sort of thing right now at this point that if somebody wants it to continue, they can't.
Hey, I'll tell you what. We don't have to continue. Listen, I'm going to put myself on mute. I'm going to put myself on mute. We don't have to continue this.
This should leave the main voice channel and take this hostage situation elsewhere. Hijack one
Oh,
of
and
the
what are you gonna
alternate
talk
rooms.
About Curved,
Everybody.
my man bun,
Conversation. This
What
conversation
drink?
is over.
and
Conversation
the lawnmower
over.
you wave.
Everybody who wants to debate Slick on this pointless issue is free to experience that in another room. Why is
Which
that a
one,
bad
passive?
solution? We got people like Peanuts here.
Listen,
People
this
have questions
conversation is.
about flat Earth.
My part of this conversation is completely
there
over.
was
So you're
conversation
welcome to
going
change
on
the subject.
before Slick barged in and started
ahead.
taking
Go
the
back to that
VC
conversation.
hostage.
Go back to that conversation.
It's not a terrible thing to move this to a different
Move it on.
room.
You're exactly right. Go back to your conversation. I'm going on mute.
What do you think about the final solution, Curved?
I guess it wasn't. Peanuts, you able to talk? Are you able to type? Peanuts, are you there?
Mars,
What?
Curve was talking to you.
I think he's talking to Peanuts, Clegg.
No
Thanks,
shit.
Mark.
I legit didn't say.
He's a famous flat earther. I've seen him on Flat Earth Hangouts on YouTube. I've always wanted to have a conversation with him.
Is this the lovely conversation that I walked in on and interrupted?
Oh, shut up, man.
Peanuts knows me. We go way back.
The Earth's not flat, Peanuts.
I think James believes it is.
We'll discover that later.
Now,
Was
hold on. Now, you just said you don't want me in the conversation, so don't bring me up.
No, you said you were gonna mute. Shut the fuck up and.
I don't want your belief conversation in here.
A Krispy Kreme employee got arrested after
Slick, what you don't realize is them telling you to shut up is an invitation to fight with them.
Well, yeah, you know, and
Never told them to shut up, BB.
That's all they want.
Yeah.
I made a suggestion that this pointless conversation that's been going on for days be moved to a different room, and that the main VC not be held hostage for James to run his one-on-one scam against college students.
Hey, what's up, Rick James?
It's an interesting philosophical conversation.
is that Shroomy talking? Is that Shroom?
That's Shroomy.
Nah.
Shroomy pretending to be white.
He's our alien
Nah, man.
ambassador.
Shroomy, didn't you write me a note saying you were just joking and you didn't mean to do all of this?
Yeah, man, I'm joking. I don't believe you.
He writes everyone one of those.
Only
too.
please be joking. You know I'm joking.
He's cool.
You know how there's a UrbanDictionary.com? There needs to be a
Shroomy.
There needs to be a ShroommyDictionary.com.
There needs to be a Shroomy everything.
Yo, what's your name? Slick James. Rick James.
Shroomy, you need to make a store, man.
Store?
A store so everyone can buy Shroomy.
Yo, man, I shoot, man. I'm saying I've got a bunch of Shroomy shits to get me. Yo, can you imagine how much stuff you could sell? I'm joking. Know what I'm saying.
Why is his volume so loud?
I don't know.
Man, why you so mean?
Because he's a fucking retard.
I'd buy some
Why you
Shroomy
so-
merch.
Wait.
He's like screaming into the mic and.
Yo, bro,
You know what's awesome though? You can control it yourself.
Exactly, yo. I'm far away.
Oh,
from
I
that
can't.
shit.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Can
let me
you
do that.
fucking-
Just right click on his.
Well, he's on the cell. He's Rick is
Wait,
on the cell.
wait.
Man, why you
I
fucking?
said Rick. My bad. It's
You
like-
are really loud.
Why you gotta be bitches and shit? You know what I'm saying?
Slick has never experienced
Oh, okay. That's
Fucking
better.
volume.
I can barely hear him now.
Accepts as true, aka
Thanks, hey,
believe
Slick, thanks for believing me
what
that that's how you
Glenn
do.
told him. Now Slick believes
Yo, Greg, man, why you
and
trying
is
to
now going to
yo?
experience it.
You guys are just trying to get
What the
Slick in a
belief-
Thanks
gotcha.
for believing me that that's how
The
you
belief came before the experience.
I didn't
The
believe
experience
anything.
is-
I just
You didn't
experienced
believe
it.
me?
He didn't believe
I
shit.
experienced it. I
Even
found
in
out.
Chelsea, you can't move
No,
into
let me tell you what
Slick.
happened. No, hold on.
There's a bunch
Hold
of
on.
stupid experiences, man.
You made a
I'm saying.
suggestion.
To go ahead and check out
Go
what
in
I
the
said.
other room and discuss it, Slick. not
Listen.
here.
Just saying, buddy.
Hey.
You did. Whether you like
Okay,
it or
listen.
not.
Okay. Now let me explain something to you. You
Champion
cannot
says-
speak for me. We just established a little while ago that
There are a bunch of people that actually. Hey, whoa!
can't
Hold on.
project
Hold on.
onto
There are
other
a bunch of people that actually want to talk to Slick. If so, Slick, can you seriously take it down to another room? Drop down a room and say a bunch of people will follow you, man.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to go.
Yeah, like, listen, Paul, if I want to go and
Help
talk
him
to
out.
motherfuckers, Slick, yo, I can go down there, now I'm saying, but if I'm
It's
fucking
okay.
here, I can
Listen
go
here.
down
Here,
there.
this is what I'm gonna.
Slick,
Listen.
you just have to-
Hold on.
Slick.
Hold on. Listen. This is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave all together. Then this way you guys can go ahead and talk.
Nah, don't
Take-
leave, brother.
Oh, no.
Get your stupid ass out of here, nigga.
He's interrupting flat Earth reality, and
Sherman,
he wants to have that
that was really
conversation. Drop
uncalled
down.
Sorry.
No, listen, I was like reasonable. You know what I'm saying?
To a shit show.
Yeah, Sherman, you were.
Well, you could remain silent, BB, and avoid it.
Yo, P Mars, BB, yo, both of you gonna fuck each other, yo. I gotta fuck.
Sherman, your mic's really loud. It's just.
Yo, how's it? Yo, my bad. I don't know how loud the game is. Maybe I'm talking loud, but yo.
Fuck.
It's all good. We can just turn you
Beep.
down. But like, yeah.
BB's
it's
Is this sometimes I want to say fuck you, you fat ass bitch ass nigga?
Grim and
Forgive me,
BB are just
Sherman.
grilling the shit out of
You
him.
fat ass fuck! Shut the fuck up, Kaiser, you fucking pussy ass fat nigga!
Shermy.
Sherman, we
I'm a
love
pussy
you.
ass-
Like I said,
Hey,
told you
I'm
if you
not-
want to have that conversation, just drop down, man. Anyone else,
No, no.
just drop down to the.
No.
Sherman, I
drop
love
down.
you.
No,
I
the
would turn
Sherman called
anyone's
me
mic
fat.
down. I would turn anyone's mic down that was that loud. You know, your mic's just really loud. So no
I'm not
offense.
fat. I'm a pussy ass nigga, not a pussy ass fat nigga, motherfucker.
Why'd you guys bully Slick until he left?
It's even worse because Grim and fucking BB are drilling the shit out of him in that room, man. That's
Shroomy
fucked up.
left. Shroomy left too. They bullied Shroomy.
Look, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that he's saying, but the guy is trying to be civil. He's being rational, and like he just got bombshelled in here, man.
Yeah, sound like he was calling everybody
Rational, I'm
fags.
not sure.
Who
only
fucking
problem I-
doesn't get bumped?
The only problem I see with Slick, he always wants to control the conversation.
Yeah, he
Well,
comes
what do
in
you-
here,
you got-
controls the room, and then goes random round with his fucking stupid conversation. It goes nowhere, and it's shit to listen to, man. It's been doing it fucking for like a week now.
Yeah, it's been going for a while now. Every time I come on here, anyway.
Well, I missed a lot, I guess.
Like nearly all day yesterday, it was Merle, the Merle show.
Oh, by the way, Rig, didn't know who got my DM, but yeah, thanks for muting me last night, because if you wouldn't have, I would have gone to bed way too late, and I was only 40 minutes late for work this morning.
Only, huh?
I mean, I'm saying, like, if you wouldn't have muted me, it would have been worse.
I know, Kaza. It's alright.
Sorry.
Hey, guys, I'm not trying to be like a life coach or anything for you, but just think about this, okay? You, Hellboy, roommates. Give it a go.
Give me a second. I'm trying to respond to Con. I keep saying George. Give me a second.
Yo, man, fuck up, bitch ass.
Oh, no.
Too far, Sherman.
He's
Too
back.
far.
He's back.
Man, you fucking saying he's back. Look at the fucking ISO, yo. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Sherman,
The
that's
fuck?
my motherfucking wigger.
Shroomy, Slick wants to talk to you.
Who does that?
Slick wants to talk to you. He's waiting for you.
Who the fuck is that? Who's that shit?
Slick. Go say hi to Slick. He's waiting for you.
Who the fuck is that shit? Yo, Slick who?
Slick.
Quit
I
acting
know
stupid.
I know that motherfucker. Who's that? Who's that nigga?
Shroomy, grow the fuck up.
Baby, you need to grow your fucking fuck up. I don't know who you're talking about, honestly. Fuck you, bitch ass motherfucker. Listen to that. What's
Sherman, my policeman father is recording you, just FYI.
Yo, nigga, I'm a policeman right here, nigga. Hurry up.
Man, P. Mars, you know what's really messed up? Like, every recording I've made...
Yo, shut your stupid ass up!
Every recording I've made for, like, the last 2 weeks has been absolute... I had to, like, delete them all because the fucking... The system mic...
Because you're a fucking snitch, you little snitch ass nigga!
So
fucking snitch nigga! Fucking snitch ass homie!
Kaiser, do you even know how to form a conducive sentence?
Yeah,
Well, somebody's yelling in my ear, like I can't even hear my own voice. That would be no. But anyway, yeah, I figured out it was because I have an amplifier software that's on my computer that was fucking everything up, so I had to just scrub it all. Anyway, I was talking to Pete Mars, but you know, please, if anybody else wants to interrupt, go ahead.
Holy shit, what? Sick.
I mean, apparently, if it's not about flat Earth, you can just shut the fuck up for.
Why would he
I
call
like your personal spin like a hair bun on the definition of conducive, BB. Kudos to you for your creativity in your use of the English language.
Stop the knot. Stop the knot.
Idiot.
BB, you like? Oh, by the way, what the fuck is a flat Earth?
A conducive sentence. What a fucking twat not blue wapple cunt.
There's your 3 minutes of hate curve now.
Go ahead, back him up, whore.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Damn, Curve, you're like on a fucking warpath. I don't know who's worse.
Hey,
you don't understand.
Bonjour,
Hey,
bonjour, Kaiser, la bitch, Kaiser, la bitch ass, la cheeseburger, la bitch ass.
Shut up.
La bitch
ass. Kaiser, according to Q, whore just means the same as troll. They're equivalent.
Oh, okay. You cleared that up. Right, good.
Yo, Kaiser, you know, fuck hater.
What's a fuck hater? What's a fuck hater?
Nah, you didn't let me finish my sentence.
You gotta tone it down, man. You gotta tone it down.
Hey, Kaiser. Curved thinks lies mean the same as truth.
Kaiser
I'm too
knows
busy.
me better
I'm too
than
busy.
that. He's not falling for
Look,
your shit.
I'm sorry. I'm focused on reading the definition.
Yo, Kaiser, man, you from fucking Poland or something? From fucking Polish?
Well, fine then, Kaiser. Fine then.
Yo, boom, what country you from, nigga?
I'll remember that.
What?
For the rest of your life.
What? Gee, nigga. D, shut up.
Can you take
Shroomy
your mic out of your...
isn't muted. He isn't actually adding anything to the conversation. But yeah, dude, boy, you go something, yo, nigga, well, yo, you think on me, yo. So
that's quite good.
What the fuck, man?
Shroomy, take the mic out of your mouth when you're talking. It sounds terrible.
I'm quite impressed with that. You know, that impression. Actually, that was good.
He's got a telescope.
His telescope uses sound instead of light.
I'm gonna start a telethon for Robbie Davison because I think he's an anorexic. I think he needs an intervention.
Who's Robbie Davison?
He's a flat earther, dude.
Is that Horgile? I mean Morgile?
He looks like him.
You sure he doesn't have AIDS?
Does he? Do you know something I don't know? What is happening?
I'm making really, really bad facetious jokes, bro.
Dude, are you gonna... we gotta have an intervention because he's anorexic, dude.
Do you think sports are used to distract people from real problems?
Well, yeah, it's just like drinking is the same way. Duh. Of course sports is used to distract people from... Yeah, that's the whole... What the hell? Really? You're asking that question?
Excuse
me. That's like textbook...
Fuck,
like,
Mars.
right down the middle. Yes, sports...
Shut up, Kaiser!
Forgive me.
What the fuck? Of course.
You got work tomorrow, Kaiser?
In the afternoon. But no, seriously, P. Mars, why do you think that when politics was introduced into the NFL, what everybody was like, fuck this, like, in the fucking, just the subscriptions just dropped below the fucking floor? Dude,
I think that whole...
What about pay-per-view? How'd that affect it?
They made the Colin Kaepernick thing a political issue that was ridiculous. Like, this guy, Colin Kaepernick, is going around giving lectures about how he's systematically oppressed, yet he's in a privileged class. I'm not done talking, Kaiser.
No, sorry.
So he's in a privileged class, so it's just like really, I think, hypocritical or just fake that this guy is pretending to be oppressed when he's fucking making millions of dollars a year. So fuck that.
I just made Slick bag me to the conversation.
You think that's crazy, man, P. Mars? Do you realize that Avenatti is the guy that was representing? He's actually being prosecuted for extorting how many millions of dollars from Nike? I'd have to go back and look at the reports, but I know that Kaepernick
What are
is
you
involved.
talking about, Kaiser?
The creepy porn lawyer is being prosecuted for
Oh, yeah, I heard
trying
that.
to. Yeah, for extortion, felony extortion. That dude's going to jail, man.
A storm is
When
brewing.
did we make this segue? I missed it.
Where we're talking about sports.
Right. So when you started talking, I still thought you were going on about Kaepernick.
It's a really Kaepernick because it's Avenatti is actually a lawyer. I have to look at the details, but I know Kaepernick is involved with this, where he's representing him. The creepy porn lawyer is representing, and he's basically trying to extort Nike for several $1 million of an extortion style.
Damn it, I can't think of the performer's name now. It's something Black. It's his song that I'm the man that was in the commercials with Colin Kaepernick with the headphones. I can't think of his first name at the moment.
If it's part of the show.
Any idea what I'm talking about?
No, but I actually posted the New York Times paper on it. That tells
Black
you
strobe. Black strobe.
Hello. What's that?
Black strobe. I'm a man.
Black
strobe. S-T-R-O-B-E. I think it's how you pronounce it anyway. It's black strobe.
What? Somebody black.
How did I get
No,
back in here?
no,
I
it's
wasn't
definitely
trapped
Black
in
Strobe.
Flat Earth. How did I get back in this room?
The
I
ghost.
Somebody help Slick find his way, please.
I was entrapped in Flat Earth reality trying to arrange a conversation, and I got pulled back in here.
How's that experience?
How did that happen?
Everyone left you over there.
Hold on.
Slick,
I'm
you,
pretty sure
How do you believe it happened? How do you believe it
Slick, there,
happened?
Slick, there was no one left.
How do you believe it
Twitch to
happened?
drag you back over here.
How do you believe?
Whether she did or not, I don't.
How do you believe?
Damn near killed him.
This isn't real.
I was
What are you
trying to have.
experiencing?
I was because I was
What is
talking
your
to that
experience?
guy, and I
What is your
wanted to continue
experiencing?
the conversation.
What is your
so we could have
experiencing?
just a one-on-one.
What is your experience telling you about how
for
you
me
got
to
back
leave the
here?
conversation.
How did you? What does your
End this
experience tell
conversation.
you about how
That's
you got
the
back
conversation ended, Schlitz.
I know, Grims, you were killing me.
Please, let's end this conversation.
Oh, you were killing me. I was in tears. I was just about to
Yeah.
cry.
Well, you believe I was killed.
It's like, what does your
Yes.
experience
Yeah.
tell you about how you got back in here?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well,
All I know is,
Oh,
listen,
so you
this is
believe
what happened.
asking is going to get you an answer?
Listen,
yeah,
here we
he
go
believes
again.
that asking will help him with his experience, I guess.
Listen, guys, listen, no matter how many times you keep saying that I don't have a belief system, beliefs don't exist in my world, okay?
Mirror, chew it up,
Now, you can
swallow
keep
that
on
shit.
telling me I have beliefs
Fucking needs
as many times as you want. It doesn't work. You can't speak for
Grim,
me.
you want to take him back to the other room, man?
I know
No,
you wish
yeah, I
you
already
could speak for me,
handled it. It's all done.
but you can't.
He's
Okay,
just-
you got your truth.
flailing around like he doesn't
Yeah,
understand.
Grims,
He's a sore
Grims,
loser.
I'm telling you, you had
You're a
me in
bad sport.
tears.
I'm gonna tell you
You
that.
you
got
had
no
me in
reason to be here
tears.
Lost.
You had me in
Unless
tears.
you got a real argument, you ain't got nothing to say, right?
Grim, you had me in tears. So everybody in the room knows Grim had me
Yeah,
in
keep on
tears with
playing.
with his
keep on
wit.
hyper. Keep on
His
playing.
wit is
Oh.
unbearable.
His girth is unbearable. What?
His wit.
With?
With.
With?
His wit.
Are you saying with? Did you say
Wit.
slit? Did you just say
Wit.
slit? Slit?
My Schlitz?
What are y'all
What are you
drunk
saying?
or something? Are y'all drunk?
off
I
of
know it's
malt liquor.
Friday
I
night.
don't drink. I don't drink.
That's relative.
And young lady, I don't recognize you. Wait a minute. Let me see. I got to go to another screen so I can see who's talking. Is that
Well,
channel?
She doesn't have pantyhose on her head, if that's what you're looking.
Who's the young lady talking? What's your name? I don't
I'm
recognize.
That's
How are
Mrs.
Okay, you are Q. Okay, I didn't know who you
J- That's Mrs. J.
Q, you seem to change on me. We were kind of cordial the other night. Did
No, it's
something
cool,
happen
dude.
between us?
No, we're cool. I'm just playing around, dude.
Oh, okay. See, that's hard to tell when people are playing around or not because that happens a lot here.
I just want to know what your experience tells you about how you got back in here.
Yeah, people know you're kind of full of shit, so they just kind of play around with you rather than
Okay,
actually try
Grims,
to
we
have a
get it,
conversation
Grims.
with you.
Grims,
Oh,
we
are
all
you
get it.
interrupting again? I'm sorry.
Hey, Grim, you should tell us
after
more
all the
about
love
you.
we shared,
Wait, what's up, baby?
Q, after all
Fuck
the
you!
love
You
we
just
shared.
stabbed me in the back for curved like 15 minutes ago, bitch. You think I forgot that shit already?
I love you.
Boom, nigga.
Honestly, I'm not even sure how I feel about calling
Boom,
man,
boom,
baby.
boom, nigga. I got your money. Ha.
You're the one doing it.
No, you named yourself that.
got
I'm
all
just
the
trying to be
money.
polite.
All you
it's-
Yanks
it's
pronounce it
baby.
baby,
And
but it's
actually,
baby.
honestly, I haven't determined whether you're a
Baby.
man or not.
Baby.
First place,
I
working on it.
really can't really Grim. So I mean, if you're trying to like talk to me, just don't.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
No, really, like you're
If you can't
really
think of
low.
something to come back with,
talking, you're drowned
He likes
out.
it when men call him baby.
He wants me to say it again for him. Jump, dance, monkey.
Hey, baby, wanna feel my foot?
So is there any way to get back to that room that I was in? Can somebody put me back there?
Damn, no one
By
can
yourself.
You
By
can't even
yourself.
fucking click on
How
the
can you
goddamn.
deny that request, dude?
You're gonna go there all by yourself.
Someone beat me to
Can
it.
somebody put me back in my room?
What was that movie? With look who's talking now. Look who's talking now. Remember that movie? Look who's talking now. Put me back in. Put me back.
Can you even talk in AFK?
Did you put him in AFK?
Yeah, he's in it. No, he's out of AFK.
I fixed it. Someone put him there.
How does he get in
Was that
here?
you, Tweet?
How does
real
he?
flat
How
out.
does he get in here?
Easy.
So full of shit, dude.
Where's Twit? I don't. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, he's there.
And I'm like, how do you do? See, I'm new to Discord. I'm not familiar with this at all. Somebody basically showed me how it works. And I just sort of, that's how I landed in you guys' Discord because they connected me to it. I didn't know that there were other options in other rooms that you could start. Because if I would have known that, I would have never came in that room and tried to talk.
Yeah, you can just start your own room.
What? I'm not real. What do you talk? What do you mean? Why? What are you talking?
There's a bunch of voice chat rooms, and they're
Well, it's not
empty.
really a kick. Like it's something that came to me. I just understood it. The other. Oh, wait, this is how it happened. I was talking to Tim Osmond, and he was telling me. We got into the conversation, and he was. Somehow it got into the thing about what am I doing right now, and I said I'm sitting in my chair, and he said, "No, you believe you're sitting in the chair." I said, "No, I don't believe anything. I am sitting in the chair," and he said, "No, you believe it." So now that right there caused me to start kind of thinking, what is he talking about? Why does he insist that I believe something that I'm experiencing? And so I thought about it, and all of a sudden I woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was right out of my sleep. And it was like, that's it. That's the answer. That I was always wondering what was going on and could never figure it out. Now, you seen the Matrix movie, right?
Yo, man, this motherfucking pedophile keeps on motherfucking doing shit. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Fucking pedophilic nigga.
Wait a minute. Now, I just left the room to try to get away from this dude. They just follow you, huh? Okay, so you understand what I'm saying?
Bag of...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I could turn him down. Let me at least do that because it's loud. Oh, it doesn't work. I see. Okay.
He left.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, the Matrix. I saw it in the
so
Matrix.
anyway, in other words, when I was watching the Matrix movie, remember when they said that people were the batteries? Well, I never could understand what that meant. How can a person be a battery? And what happened was I jumped up in the middle of the night and said, that's it. It's the belief system that's the battery. See, because the world is run by beliefs. Everybody believes. Everything is based on belief. And that's how I figured it out.
I was saying the battery would just be our work, right? Like we're all working for this system.
Well, it doesn't matter what the movie is based off of, but I'm just saying I have an understanding.
It's like they're stealing our energy through our work, right, and our time, and then they take that through taxation. So that's how we're like a battery in the Matrix.
Wait a minute, go ahead. I can try to tune them out. Go ahead. You said in the books it's about brain power.
Oh, I can't hear him. Sorry, I gotta rejoin.
Fucking niggers.
Well, because
Discord's been really
you're a
glitchy.
troll.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I just couldn't.
But wait a minute, hold on though. But right now, me and him was having a decent sort of oh, he's gone now.
I didn't mean to do that. I couldn't hear him.
See, I'm trying to find a way to have my conversations with people because they don't want me around. But wherever I go, everybody follows me. And it's like, I don't understand what's going on here. People don't want me around. Then why are they doing this? All I want to do is have a civil conversation without a whole lot of...
It's a conspiracy.
Because people don't make sense.
Why is he so mad
because
at me? Like
They used to
they
do that
don't
to me,
understand
too.
the world
Like,
they live in.
Yeah, it's...
they used to do that to me too.
Man, this is weird. Because like I said, this Discord is very new to me. This is like my 4th day or 5th day of even being on it.
I try not to talk over people, but there's a glitch sometimes when you can't hear people. It happens a lot often. I mean,
but you know, P. Mars, this is what's confusing to me. I know that I've heard you. I know you're capable of having very decent conversation. I've heard you before, but you seem to have this switch where you're talking real nice and making a whole lot of sense, and then just like that,
Well, maybe because you're confusing
somebody
Q
else.
with Twitwit.
What is that?
You confusing Q and Twitwit.
was he saying me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought you said Twitwit.
We've never had an issue, Slick and I.
No. Who was that just talking? Is that Twit?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, okay.
I'm
How are you?
I'm bipolar, so maybe that's why.
Now, see,
No,
now
I
when you
meant
say
you were the
something like
nice
that, are
one,
you
and I was
serious
the
or are you
crazy
just
one,
joking?
No, yeah, I've like bipolar, and then I'm autistic, and it's like so.
And see, and this is the thing. See, when people have conversations, when you play all the time, I have no idea whether you're serious or you're joking. And then people get upset at me if I mistake them.
We'll wait till they frame you for porn bombing.
I never get upset at you, man.
So what is it with you, Pete? What's going on with you? Why are you serious and very, intelligent one minute, and the next minute you're just off the chain?
I guess it's just how I try to be an individual, think for myself, and then that's the response I get. I don't know.
Because I've heard you, I've listened to you. There's been times, I remember one time, I can't put my finger on it, but you were just, it was like it wasn't even you.
Well, I think we all have, different aspects.
We all, don't say we all, because you can't speak for we all.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Right.
Well, I would say I have, maybe like a good side, and then like a side that's kind of mean, I suppose.
Can you tell me about it? What's up with that? I mean, is it something that you can express or not really?
Sure. It's like Jung, right? He talked about the shadow. Carl Jung was a psychologist, right? He's saying like people have a shadow aspect, or it's like these negative things about ourselves that we try and deny and suppress, and then they end up manifesting in other ways. So you kind of just have to, the way to deal with that is to accept it rather than deny it, because if you deny it, it'll subconsciously manifest.
So you're saying you have negative experiences that's kind of bothering you?
No, it's just like I have a side, like there's a side of me that wants to do good and do the right thing and be, a good person, and then there's also like a shadow side that maybe feels good to, I don't know, tear people down. Like, how people who feel like shit, they'll like try and pull other people down on their level, type stuff.
I understand.
Like weird psychology shit.
I understand.
I try to like experience. I don't know. I figure like I'm alive one time, so, or maybe more, but I just want to experience every aspect of life, I guess, while I'm here. Experience a lot of stuff, right?
Are you on medication?
Oh yeah. It's like dead silence.
So, I was going to ask you a question, but I don't want to get all personal.
It's okay.
Because I really, see, I like to know people who they are. In other words, I listen to people express what they are. Like, in other words, whatever you want to express, I'm one of those people that want to hear it. I'm generally interested, genuinely interested.
I don't know.
What if I want to
See, just
say?
like now, in other words, this short conversation we had just now,
Can I not be
I
heard?
know you a little better now.
Yeah, he just interrupted you.
Can you not hear me?
I'm just saying, I know you a little bit better now than before because you've explained
Can
a
you
few
hear Q?
things that
Can
I
you
didn't
hear
know.
Q? She's talking.
I wasn't.
Wait a minute,
I'm
I didn't
talking
hear
now. Hello? You hear me?
It's like, James, can you hear Q?
No.
Shoot. He might have. I don't know. I think he has to disconnect and reconnect.
I don't even see her in the room.
Really? Yodo
No, I don't
Hackmassa?
Oh yeah, see, is that her? Okay, see, okay, that's
Yeah.
a switch name. I do see her now. Yeah.
I think.
Okay, but she's talking.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
was.
not
She was
her mic-
talking, and you talked over her.
Hi.
I think you can't hear her. You couldn't hear her.
Hi, I'm Channel Q.
Oh.
Yodo Hackmassa.
You have to
Yodo Hackmassa.
You have to disconnect
You.
and then reconnect.
He doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, shit.
You gotta hit the little phone and hang up, dude.
You see, like, the phone with the
And then
X?
you gotta click the room that we're in.
Right below
At the top.
all the people's names, there's like a connection information and then a disconnect. It's a phone with an X symbol.
Now, P, are you talking to her or me?
Slick James, I'm talking to you. You have to you have to disconnect and reconnect so you can hear her. There's like a bug in Discord, so you can't hear people.
Oh, okay. So what I do is disconnect and then come back in this trapped in flat Earth reality room.
Yeah, you hit the phone with the X button.
I got you. I got you. All right, I'll be right back.
He's never gonna come back.
There he is.
How's that? There
Good
we go.
job.
Now I can hear you.
Cool. I don't remember what I was gonna say, so whatever.
We were talking about like the shadow.
It's way too much for me to keep that train.
Well, I know what we were talking about. I was talking to P. Mars, and I was saying I'm the type of person that I like to listen to people express themselves. So if there's something that a person wants to express, I'm the type of person that is genuinely interested in knowing who you are.
We have negative feelings, I think. Well, I don't know. I have negative feelings. I guess I can't say it. Everyone does, but so I think it's interesting why we have these feelings, and I think it's interesting to explore it. Like, I've always been interested in exploring out every aspect of life and human nature and all that. So,
well, P, let me ask you this: did something happen? What did you have any experiences in life that caused that negativity, or I mean, something specific, or just in general?
Is this really what we're gonna do right now?
No, we don't have to do this. I just was, it was.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just what I was.
I had I just had like bad experiences in life with people. Like, I didn't get treated very well, I guess. So I'm kind of fucked up.
I got you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's probably just because baby was like, "Are you on medication?" It just made me feel like this whole thing is set off on a negative thing.
Oh, I'm not attempting to attack. I'm just attempting to assess why he does, right? Because he sounds kind of just lol. He doesn't really have any emotion. So, figure out why he sounds that way, and medication makes sense. My tone may sound a certain way, but don't ever take me that way.
Well, I try not to, but that one I think just threw me off.
Yeah, because see, we were talking, and he said that he was bipolar. See, so once you say something like that, then the natural question is going to be medication.
Well, I known him a long time. He never told me that.
See, that's what I said. See, he may have been joking, and that's what I can't tell. I don't know if he was serious. P, were you just joking about that, or are you serious, or what?
I don't know. I'm kind of joking. I guess, like, I went to a doctor for depression. I got prescribed Prozac, but I never took it. They diagnosed me as schizoid, actually, which is like this thing where I like to be isolated and I don't value relationships with people. I don't know. I kind of think psychology is a bunch of bullshit. I actually think society is really fucked up, and that people who are adjusted to society are the mentally ill ones because the society's sick. And then so like.
Well, I would have to agree with you if that's your choice not to be around people. That's not nobody can make that decision for you. Like, well, if you're not social and you don't like to be around people, there's something wrong with you. I don't subscribe to that, period.
Yeah.
My philosophy is you have to do what works for you. And if that means being in isolation, so be it.
I don't know, it's weird. I've lived a long time in isolation, and I feel like I probably do need at least like one friend or something, right? So isolation kind of sucks. I don't know.
Right, but are you really isolated
Can I
because
just
you're
point
around?
out the use of the word isolation and how P-Mars is not isolated, really? Like, 'cause he lives in a city full of people, and he's right now having a non-isolated conversation.
That's what I was going to say. You're around people all the time. You're always
But-
talking to people.
Yeah, but it's like I talk to people online. I don't talk to people in real life, and then
What difference does it make?
I don't know. I
It's
think
still the
it's different.
same.
I think this is like artificial. Like I think you need human contact. Like I think it's healthy to touch other humans sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you were just
That's how
having
you
a
get
conversation,
germs, P-Mars.
right? No, what I'm saying is, if you were just having a conversation with an average Joe in the street, you're not going to touch him just to make the conversation more real.
Some people are touchy feely to weird strangers, but yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's like healthy to have some sort of human contact, and like I think there's like a lot of people that are isolated and they don't get any human contact, and even just like a hug or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, P, I kind of agree with you. To me, human contact is overrated.
So you disagree with me?
No, I'm saying I kind of agree with you. Wait a minute, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe we're saying something a little different. Let me just say the whole thing. To me, being around people is overrated.
Well, because they're all freaking brainwashed into this hive mind stuff. But if people were cool, then it wouldn't be like this. Like we could have like a fucking paradise, I think. But Hollywood ruined everything, and the education system.
Now explain. Now elaborate on that. What do you mean Hollywood and the education system? Say a little more. What makes you feel that?
Okay, so like I don't know, people treated me like shit my whole life, so I got obsessed with trying to figure out why people are the way they are, and I think I got into this thing where entertainment and education indoctrinates people to have beliefs a certain way, and currently those in power want to destroy society to create the New World Order. So to destroy society, they're making people like obsessed with sex and drugs and treating each other like shit online and Discord chat rooms, and you know, I think society's going down the tubes, and it's intentional, and it's like Hollywood and public schools and radio and media and all that shit is doing this intentionally to destroy it. They're trying to intentionally destroy America, I think. So everyone's been brainwashed into this like hive mind, group think stuff, and so because that's like the socialist mentality. They're going away from like American values. America's totally been flipped like 180 from its core values right now.
Right. But now, don't you understand that you have to have insight in order to come up with that? I mean, a lot of people couldn't come up with what you just said.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. So yeah, it's talking like that, and then people think I'm weird for having opinions like that, and they don't want to be around me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't let that bother you, because you don't want who you are to depend on other people accepting.
I try not to, but I mean, after years of just like not having friends and like having if I get in a relationship with a girl, I would tell her about 9/11 and try and tell her that stuff, and then they think I'm weird and break up with me, and that's like keeps happening over and over again. So kind of sucks after a while, I guess.
Right, and seeing I can understand what you're saying. In other words, you're not conforming or willing to compromise to the crowd.
Yeah.
So the people
so
that
get,
you are
so
running
socially,
into,
I get 0 social points, and I get socially outcasted, I guess is what happens.
And then it's okay for people to lie about them, because once you give a person an adjective, you can take away their human rights.
I don't have a group to defend me. Like, there's no reason to be nice to me because you won't get any social hierarchy benefits to like collabing with me, you know.
I don't know if that's true, P-Mars. I think people aren't nice because you turn on them and you act exactly how you're saying you wish people would not act. You act towards them, and then they get hurt or offended, and then they back away. and then you'll say this, which seems contradictory.
I think
Yeah,
that a lot of people are
didn't you
unaware
write
of how
someone?
they behave exactly that way and just only see it in other
I
people.
don't think you can separate the behavior from the environment, and that we're all responsible.
Right. Hey, Pete, my first experience with you was you jumping in, like coming on the show and going with the N word over and over and over again. Now, that's how I got to know you. That was my first experience of you. And then I was just like, okay. And then you had that intelligent conversation one time. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy isn't just run of the mill, troublemaker. This guy is intelligent. That's what I was telling you before. I said, I've heard you talk. You're not that.
Yeah,
You're not.
I think there's like an attack on freedom of speech, and there'll be a time where, like, if I do that, and then thing, that I might get thrown in jail or something in the future. So I'm just trying to get that all out of the way right now. While I'm still free to do that. I'm taking
But
it
out
back.
of curiosity, I'm sorry.
No, I'm pretty much done.
Out of curiosity, is that something you really feel the need to do, or are you just doing it just because of your lashing out?
I think it's
like,
funny.
in other words,
Okay, I think it's funny to say something that is like socially unacceptable to say. I think that's funny to me. So, and listening back to myself doing that, it's like cringy as fuck. So I kind of stopped doing that. I got like this new approach, but yeah, I don't know. I still think like it's not that big of a deal. Like, I think sticks and stones can break my bones, and words should never hurt me. Like, I think people are getting too butthurt over words, and I guess that's my message behind that. Doing that.
No, see, I understand it. See, in other words, this is what I'm saying. That word doesn't bother me. I don't think society should try to infringe on what people say. You know why? Because I feel like this. I'd rather know how you feel than you to keep it inside and act like you feel something else.
Yeah.
So when you tell people they can't say this, I don't think that's right. Let them say what they want. I want to know who you are, not what you're pretending to be.
I agree. Like, I think the way to deal with it, like the way that people want to deal with it, is ban the word or shun people. Oh, I guess maybe they should be shunned. Like, I think people that use that word or have that mentality should be more like mocked and laughed at and not taken seriously, rather than like people take them really seriously and want to ban it. I guess that mentality.
But see, this is the point that I'm making. I would want a person, let's say that there's this person that really just all out hates black people, can't stand them, wish they would all just get thrown in the river. I want that person to be able to walk up to me and say, I can't stand black people. I wish you all drop dead. I want him to do that because now I understand you. Because all I want you to do is express yourself. It doesn't have to please me or be something I want to hear or not hear. I want to know who the person is. Now, if the person can't do that, now all of a sudden he's walking up to me, hey man, how you doing, man? We're best buddies all the time, wishing I would drop dead. I would rather have the reality than that fake reality.
I think it separates the races by having this thing where like black people say the N-word and then white people can't say the N-word. I think it should be more like no one should say it, or
I know what you
everyone
mean,
should be able to say it. Because like,
Right.
say I'm a white guy and I'm trying to be friends with black people, and like when you're in a group of people trying to be friends, and if they use that word, it just makes it weird. And when you hang out with people, you tend to just pick up on their slang. It's natural. It's a natural thing. So it creates this like weird barrier language divide for no reason between the races. And I personally don't think there's a difference between race. Like, if you can have sex with someone and create a child that has, like, we're not creating hybrid children. We're the same race.
Right.
So it's just all like dumb. The whole race is like, just because you use a word, now I'm a racist. Like, that's stupid, I guess.
In other words, what you're saying is that's just a society setup. It's not a reality. It's a created reality.
Yeah, I think it's a distract us, because I think the real reality is that there's a divide between the rich and the poor, and they don't care about your skin color. They care about green. That's the color they care about. So
right, stat.
Because if you have money, you can get away with like murder. Apparently, like O.J. Simpson got away with murder, if we were in a racist society, they would throw him in jail. But he was able to hire lawyers to get out of jail.
Right.
He had money.
Hey, look at Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got to go on national television and say it's okay to have little boys in your bed. Now, who else could do that? Unless you had money and power. So that's your point. That's the society we live in. Anybody else making a statement like that, they'd throw the book at them.
Yeah, and it kind of works itself out logically too, because if you're poor, you get a public
I can
defender.
answer that question now. Who else could say that? Somebody who's being forced to do so.
Good answer.
What do you mean?
Somebody who's being forced to say that could say that.
Could you really force someone to say that, though?
Yeah, if you wanted to make them destroy themselves and get rid of them, sure.
Give me a scenario.
So would you do that?
Give me a scenario.
Would I do that to someone?
No, let's say someone was threatening you. Right?
People threaten me all the
time.
time.
Make you say that. So would you say that?
Say what? No. I think you're misunderstanding me. I'm saying somebody's forcing Michael Jackson to lie.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Could someone force you to lie?
Well, no, not me, but maybe him.
Wait a minute. No, you think it's possible that Michael Jackson really doesn't want to be around kids and somebody may be just making him say that?
Maybe, yeah.
But doesn't it seem like from what you see, he enjoys being around children? He's got the Neverland thing going on.
Yeah, I've seen lots of people talking about it, how they had... I think
could also just be somebody playing a role, like an actor, who would say something like that.
Some of the parents whose kids that claimed that he molested them killed themselves or something. I don't know, I guess that's like anecdotal, but it's kind of weird, creepy.
Well, to the father said, you're right.
But what would be the point? What would be the point of making him do that? What would they be trying to accomplish?
Taking his money away from him?
Oh, because
taking his influence away from him?
He went after Sony, so maybe the media...
Yeah, he did say a lot of shit about a lot of people.
To
in like
demonize
this.
him.
But that was towards the end of his life. He made this
No,
statement
a lot of times he said a lot of things. He's just like...
Yeah, that was actually kind of...
I think he's always kind of been, he could have maybe been perceived as a problem.
But see, if you look at his life, Michael Jackson, he didn't. You could tell that he wasn't around women much.
Did you
because
see,
usually, I'm sorry.
Did you see that? Or he gave a speech where he actually was saying that they're lying to us and the history books are lies.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I don't know. And then he went out. He said
there were monsters in the record industry.
They said they were demons. And then they demonized him. They could have maybe made up this pedo shit to demonize him. And then I don't know. It's hard to say. He could have been like a whistleblower, and then all the whistleblowers we end up thinking are just drug addicts and
Or it could all be just a big soap opera. And none of it really matters anyways.
Yes. Yeah.
When the people die at 27, it's just because that's where they wanted their career to end. And then they just became other people. We don't recognize them anymore. I'm just saying.
Reality's fucking weird, man. It's like you don't know what to believe, really.
That's why you should stick with the way you're experienced.
Yeah, you gotta stick to your 5 senses.
Yeah, we gotta change the name of this room or make a room called the No Belief.
No, because I have beliefs, dude.
I understand.
I mean, if you want your own room, you're gonna have to fight with others. I ain't got no hierarchy here.
No, I was just joking. I'm not trying to make a no belief. I'm just kidding. But see, people really think that I'm really trying to be funny or cause problems, but I'm not. I'm just expressing something that I experienced, and people are getting upset with me about it, but I can't help that because, just because people don't understand why I'm saying, just like P. Mars said a little while ago, you can't help whether people accept you or not. All you can be is yourself, and if they don't accept you, that's, well, I'm not doing this to get points, social points. If me being the way I am means that I have to spend the rest of my life totally by myself, so be it. I can't change who I am.
Yes, you can. It's actually the only person you can change.
But why would I want to change myself? For what? What would be the purpose? If I don't want to change and I want to be me and I want to have my experiences, what would I want to change it for?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Now, if I wanted to change, I could.
I like change. I like him trying to improve. I think that's the key to happiness, is working on yourself and improving. And
well, the thing is, but it's not like that, because I'm not trying to do anything. These things happen. My experiences, I don't look for them. They're just there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make my, improve my life. I'm not doing anything. I'm just experiencing life. And as I experience, different things happen. I don't look for them. I just let them be. And that's why I take the position that I take. Like you were talking about, Channel, the expectations and all that. I don't have expectations. Having expectations, to me, gets in the way, because expectations are not real, because you can't predict the future. So all you can do with expectations is set yourself up for a letdown.
I think expectations fuck up relationships when you expect your friends to do things and then they don't do it, and you get mad. Right. And it's like, but like, who are you?
Especially when you
Hey, Slick.
not to do like
Yes.
shit.
Remove the "it" from your vocabulary.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
So you'll notice it next time you say it.
No, but give me an example, because I don't want to remove "can't" from my vocabulary. Why would I want to do that?
Well, why would you have it in your vocabulary?
Because apparently it's part of my experience.
Well, you're just adding a limitation.
Like, in other words, here, let me explain
yourself.
to you. No, that's okay, but let me explain to you what I mean. In other words, now that I've discovered this belief system thing, I can't go back. It's impossible. It can't be done. See, so why would I want to remove that? Because if I remove that, now that means I can go back. Why would I want to do that to myself?
But you've already had the experience, so you can go back.
Why would I want to go back? Why would I want to
I'm
go
not
back?
saying. I'm not saying that you would want to.
Yeah. What are you
Can.
saying?
Look, as long as your name isn't
Hold
Bob,
on.
you can
Hold
go
on
back.
a second. Hold on a second. Now, you're saying that I can, but I'm telling you that I can't. Why do you want me to can?
No, it's or cannot in this situation. It's a general application of the not.
You got to be more specific. I'm not understanding.
I just think.
Right. See, so like I'm saying, see, once I've discovered this belief system, I can't go back to it, and I don't want to take that word "can't" out of my experience. I want it to stay right where it is. I want nothing to do with the belief system, period. No way, shape, or form. So if I remove that "can't," now you're opening up the possibility of me going back to that belief system. See, so that's my for not wanting to remove "can't" from my experience. "Can't" is there for a reason. Right.
See, the thing is that you can, though, right? And you know this because you came from the belief system.
Right. But
Now,
see, let me
the benefit of this is being able to under the belief system. So you actually do want to be able to go back.
No, I don't. See, that's you talking. See, what you don't understand is you're talking. For some reason, you want to speak for me. See, this is how you feel, right?
No,
In other words,
I'm not attempting to speak for. It's a way to handle those who are unwilling to their own beliefs.
I could care less. I could
No,
care
you
less
do
about
care because you talk about
No,
it.
hold on. No,
You
I'm
do
saying
care about
I could
beliefs
care-
because
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Just listen. I could care less about them relinquishing their beliefs. All I can do is express myself.
Can I just interject to say, when you say I could could care less means that you care a
Okay,
lot.
you know what I
You
mean.
could care.
You know what I
Just
mean.
say, I couldn't care
Q,
less.
you know what I mean.
It's I couldn't care less.
I know. You know what I mean.
Speak English or die.
Gotcha. But I couldn't care
It's
less.
just a song. Sorry.
See, in other
I'm
words,
not-
I
I'm
don't
not-
care what people accept. I am expressing myself. And the thing is, see, what you have to understand is
I'm
that.
just kidding about the Speak English or die. It's just a metal song.
No, I'm talking to the guy. I'm just explaining
okay.
to him about this camp thing. The reason why I don't want to do that is because I don't want to dilute my experience. That word can't was there automatically. Why do I want to reach back in? Because somebody suggested to me that maybe I want to move that. You understand what I'm saying? See, because that's me. I don't want my experiences diluted.
Wants are in the belief system.
Bless your claim.
Wants aren't tangible.
You have to eliminate
Listen.
desire.
See, here's the thing now. What you have to understand is you can only speak for you. Me saying wants has nothing to do with me being in a belief system. That's just you talking. That
No,
doesn't
I'm-
apply.
Okay, can you tell me an experience of want?
No, because my experience is just experience. That's you said the word want.
No,
In other
you
words,
said
that
it.
was- I know I said it, but you put a definition on it. All I did was said I want, and you decided to define that. I'm not defining it. I'm just experiencing the statement.
Well, you're defining can and cannot.
Okay,
You
but so
saying that
what?
your words have no meaning, Slick?
No, listen, I'm not saying anything. Listen, all I said was I experienced. Now, that's all I'm saying. I don't have a belief system. I only experience. Now, everything else is all this added stuff because you're trying to find a way to dilute what I'm saying.
But a want isn't an experience.
Okay, but listen, why are you on this want thing? Why is this
Because
want
I'm just because it doesn't fit what you're saying.
How do you know?
Because a want is not an experience.
So what you're telling me is that in my experience, like in other words, let's say that I want a glass of pop. So what you're saying is in my experience, I can't want a glass of pop?
No, I'm not saying that. You are.
What are you saying? No, tell me what you're saying.
I'm saying that a want doesn't fit your non-system.
Why are you telling me what fits and doesn't fit in my system?
So you're just going to cherry pick as you go.
No, I'm not cherry picking anything. What I'm saying, Channel, you're not listening.
No,
You're
this is
trying
Twit.
to-
This is Twit.
Okay, now this is where you start to cut me off. You won't listen to me.
I'm trying to
You're-
correct you.
Make sure he
Okay,
knows
see,
that
as
it's
soon as
Twit.
I
It's
start
Twit.
talking.
You're talking to Twit. Not
Okay,
me.
my fault.
That's the only reason
I
we're
know.
interrupting you. That's the only reason. Just so you know you're talking to Twit.
Okay, I saw your little thing light up.
It's always lit. Sorry.
You lit.
No, I'm always lit.
This is where the conversation gets off the rails because we were talking about this want thing, but all of a sudden we're going to flow right past that. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is that you're trying to tell me where want fits into my experience, and I'm trying to tell you you can't do that. I decide what my experience is, not you. For some reason, you think that you can say something that has an influence on me, and it doesn't.
Did that trigger you?
No, here we go with the trigger. What
No,
trigger?
but you sound triggered.
Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not triggered.
Okay.
There's nothing to be triggered about.
Okay.
What's there to be triggered about?
I guess
We're
I
having a
was
conversation.
I was telling you what goes in your belief system or not belief system. That made
Right,
you
I'm
upset.
No, listen, nothing makes this. It's like this. If I'm upset, I will tell you that I'm upset. I'll let you know. So if I don't, if I don't tell you I'm upset, I'm not.
Okay.
See, just in this conversation that we're having, a couple times, 5 Aryan. What's your name again?
BB.
Okay, BB. BB told me, made a suggestion of what I should do. Take out the word can't. Somebody else made a suggestion about what I feel about want. See, this is the thing I'm talking about. Why do people feel the need to make suggestions about what I do? Why are you doing that is my
I
question.
guess because you're putting your new way of thinking or experiencing, or your new rejection of the belief system out for discussion. You know,
Okay.
or was this just meant for us to just
Well,
listen?
I was thinking,
never respond to.
Yeah, good point.
Well, it's not. I don't mind you responding. I just don't want you to put me into things. In other words, you
But
can
it's
respond.
only.
Well, hold on, let me finish. You can respond and express yourself. I just don't understand the part where you keep telling me what I have to do and what I have to accept. That's the part I don't get.
Well, I didn't tell you what you had to accept.
No,
I
I'm not
tried to-
talking about maybe you specifically, but I'm just saying somebody else.
I never
Well,
told you what to do either.
No, I'm just saying, but why would you suggest what I do?
Well,
Because you're-
Here's my
Okay.
question. See, hold on, wait a minute, guys, hold on 1 second. I can only talk to one person at a time, so let me finish with one person before I start with another. So now let me just start with BB while I got you. You told me, you made a suggestion to me that I take Kant out of my experience. Now, did you not?
Yes.
Okay, now hold on. My question is, why would you suggest that? Why don't you only worry about where Kant fits in your experience? Why do you feel the need to make me, you know what I'm saying? Why do you feel the need to suggest
Because I heard-
what I do with Kant?
Because I heard you say and I understand that the language that we use is a form of programming. And if we are able to eliminate certain words in our change the way we operate.
Okay, so why don't you just do that for yourself?
I do.
Okay, but so now do you think that I can do that for myself?
Yes.
Okay, so then I don't need anybody to suggest to me how to do it, then do I?
You're right.
I have to.
Then I won't.
BB, he's got
No,
you.
hold on. We were just let me and him have a conversation. So do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm just trying to make you understand where I'm coming from. In other words, this is my position. You have the ability to make your own decisions in your own mind. What I'm trying to tell you is so do I. I don't need any suggestions, just like you don't.
Okay, so basically it sounds like we're supposed to just listen to what you have to say, but not have any kind of response to it.
You can respond, just don't try to tell me what I am. You can tell me how you feel about it, but you can't tell me what I am and what I'm not. That, I can't have that, because I don't do that to you. I can't tell you what you are. The only
But you
thing I
are
can do-
telling us that.
Hold on, calm down. The only thing I can do is let you express yourself to me. I can't tell you what you are and what you're not. I don't have that position. Like if you tell me something, all I can do is accept it. I can't say, no, you don't. I can't do that.
James, can I ask you a question? How do you know what processes do you go through to determine whether somebody is being honest with you?
I don't go through that.
How do you know somebody's telling you the truth?
It doesn't matter.
That's messed up.
Well, why is it? Listen, think about it. In other words, like this. I can't force you to tell me the truth or force you to tell me a lie, can I?
I guess not.
Right, so since I can't do that, then why should it matter to me?
Because people are inherently evil, and you need to know when somebody's being honest with you, and
People are not inherently evil. They're inherently neutral.
Hold on. Guys, hold on. Just keep it. Let them finish first because we'll address that point next, but let him finish with this one first.
I just finished. I was interrupted. I'm sorry. I said what I had.
Okay, I kind of missed it, so I can't really respond.
So I'll repeat it. Human beings are inherently selfish. However you want to define evil, people are inherently evil if they choose that. It's the old devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. But people are susceptible to evil by nature. That's why it's called human nature, and it's important to know when somebody is deceiving you versus when somebody is being genuine with you, and without knowing how to figure out if they are being genuine with you or dishonest with you, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to run my life.
And my response to that is I respect your position.
I wonder, Kaiser, do you think being selfish is necessarily a bad thing?
It's not. It's a very dynamic topic, P-Mars. You bring a good subject up. And this is where, I mean, I'll have to admit that the reason I'm bringing this up is because, Slick James, you are missing a very valuable lesson in life.
Okay, now hold on. Before you go on, stop right there for 1 second. I want to address that. Now, notice that you just told me what I'm missing. Did you hear yourself?
If you're, are you?
Hold on, just hold on. Hold on. I'm just asking you, did you hear yourself tell me what I'm missing?
Okay, if you don't feel you're missing it,
I'm asking you a question. Hold on, I'm asking you a question. Did you hear yourself tell me what I'm missing, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, hold it then. So that's my whole point. Why do you feel the need to tell me what I'm missing or not? Let me decide what I'm missing or not. I don't need you to tell me. I can do it myself. You understand what I'm saying?
Which scary movie is it? I can do it myself. I'm sorry. I can't help myself. It's just too fucking funny. I can do it. What's the Scary Movie 3?
Listen, I don't know anything about scary movies, but do you understand the point that I just made?
I do.
Okay.
Next.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Does anybody here actually believe the Earth is flat?
Totally flat.
It's flat.
I'm not saying that. I experience an Earth that presents itself as flat and motionless. That's my experience.
Oh my god.
Do you think the Earth is flat?
I'll show the.
Who, me?
No, Time Bomb. Didn't he? Time Bomb ask that?
I'll show the fucking.
Yeah,
Discord
I
chat.
asked. No, I don't think the Earth is flat.
Okay.
I'm fucking
I don't
crying.
either.
I am crying. They pedos. They are hardcore
Do you
pedos.
believe? Tell me what do you think, or
Why not?
That's why I'm on
or
mute.
believe?
And I'm like, damn.
What do you think or believe, and why?
Well, about what specifically?
The Earth shape that you feel it is. Tell you know what I'm saying. Tell me why you feel that way.
Maybe he doesn't have a feel.
Just the evidence I've collected and seen, and have come to conclusions with. People will, on their own, come into conclusions of the Earth as well.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Now, hold on, I got you. So when you say conclusion, in other words, you're just deciding this?
They fucking.
Well, yes, based upon the evidence. Like, for example, someone recently just calculated the altitude of the International Space Station with pretty good accuracy. They got like 260 miles, and it's on average about 250.
Astronomy, yeah, it was astronomy.
Mars, look at Quartus, he fucks kids.
Yeah.
So you believe this, or is this something you can verify?
They used math.
That's not my question. I said, is this something you believe or something you can verify?
Slick. It's something that can be verified.
Take it easy. I was just asking the guy a question.
I'll post the video if you like.
Sir, I don't need a video because a video is nothing but a belief. What I was supposed to do, believe the video.
A video isn't a belief. A video is a video.
Listen to what the
holds. A video is a recording of information.
That's just what you believe, then.
Right. You had no. What I'm saying is,
Tortoise. I don't know why this Slick James guy has to project all his crazy beliefs on everybody.
Okay, now hold it right there. Now let's talk and say what you just said. Now
let's not hold it right there. Let's hold it somewhere else.
Okay, now I I came to. Now, I just want to understand what the guy just said. That's all.
There's no chance you're ever going to.
How do you say? There you go again, telling me what I'm going to do.
Goddamn right I am.
Yep.
Why do people feel the need to tell me what I am and going
Because
to
they want to.
Yeah.
Come back to the Matrix. Come back to
Is
the
that the
Matrix.
belief system? Is that how it works?
No,
That's how it works here.
They want to have that
Police.
experience. Like,
The
that's the
belief
experience they want to
police.
have. Like when you go
Right,
to get a drink of water, because
You
you want
sound
to get a drink of water.
You're going to
It sounds-
experience me talking about your beliefs.
It sounds like just what the guy said, BB. It's your guys are the belief police.
I don't believe you're enjoying this experience.
It's my belief.
Listen, no, I'm gonna respond to that. My experiences, I don't put on them whether I enjoy them or not. They're just experience.
James, every time you
All right.
say experience, you're
Yes.
saying belief and just saying experience as replacing it for the word belief.
Okay, so
Each
now.
time he says experience, God
Okay,
kills a
now
kid.
hold on. Let me respond to him. Now, once again, you just imposed your will on me, telling me what I do. Didn't I say you can't do that?
Oh, feel it.
Feel that.
I know you-
James, what is an experience? What is an experience?
It's an experience is an experience.
All right, so if you're experiencing,
Have you ever been experienced? Well,
Wait a minute. We can only talk to this, guys.
Hey, Johnson,
We can't,
Johnson,
hold
what's
on.
a
Wait a
loaf
minute,
of bread?
guys. Hold
What is
on,
a
guys.
loaf of bread?
We came to this room so that we can have a civil
No,
conversation
you
and
came
not
to
talk
this
over
room.
each other.
You came to this room to monopolize the shows.
No,
I
he
came
was.
to this room for an entirely different reason. So, you know, there
Slick
it is.
James was here first.
Exactly.
Tenders.
your
Yeah.
experience
Your
was here
16th.
first, James.
Okay, that's your belief.
Hold on, guys. This is what
We
happened.
are very experienced
I was
pretenders.
told to leave the other room because I was disrupting it. So I came here for anybody who wanted to have the conversation that I was interested in. Now you guys came along, and now you're blaming me for being here first to have a conversation, and you came in after, and now it's my fault.
This is the victimization part.
Yeah.
I got, no, but I
Now
got
I'm
as much as
and now I'm
I
a
got him. Slick.
You got him
Let me
there,
say one
Slick.
thing. I very much disagree with Slick. I think he's wrong about everything, but he's right about this. He moved in here because he was annoying people. He moved in here by himself, and now you guys have come down here and are like teaming up on him. So it is a little
Slick, you made
unfair.
your first good point.
Yeah, so basically, if you don't want to listen to Slick, get the fuck out.
There's no difference between an experience and a belief. I
Okay,
don't see a
Kaiser,
difference.
Kaiser, he does.
If I just want to experience telling him how he has beliefs. That's all. That's the experience I moved here for.
And you can't do that without listening to him. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Or so
fine
I
because see
believe.
what you don't understand is that I'm learning from you. See, when you do what you're doing right now, you're expressing yourself to me, and what I'm learning from that is that it's very important for me to be in your belief system. This is very important for you.
Importance it is.
Just for the record, I don't really give a shit.
I
just
know for you not to care, but you know what?
I really don't give a shit about what you think, so that's why I'm not talking.
But you care enough. But you care enough to follow me, to tell
No,
me
missed
that.
you, Tal.
No. I didn't follow you, Mr. Slick. I didn't follow you. I'm
why
just
did you come
waiting
here?
for at least 1 hour to just say sentences, and since it's only you fucking talking all the time, it has to be you. So I'm finished now.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't follow Slick either. I followed Twit. Completely different.
yeah, me too. But I miss Twit voice, but you know.
And I popped in Scott and Goldfish and
Tonight's-
Clarkson here.
It's
So,
Slick Night. It's
Can
Slick
I
Night.
ask Slick a
You're
question?
so full of shit.
Oh, Huey, would you?
Slick,
Go
how
ahead.
does what's the
Kaiser!
difference between the?
Kaiser!
I didn't say anything.
You
I
said a
was
whole
just about
bunch
to
of
ask Slick,
How old are you guys?
Go for it, Huey.
God!
have you ever served on a jury,
You're
Slick?
not to scream about everything.
I'm sorry, what now?
Have you ever served on a jury?
No.
No, you wouldn't be able to, would you?
I actually have to report for.
Fuck's sake, Kaiser. You wouldn't be
I
able
can
to.
prove myself right, see?
Jesus.
See how clever I am? I just came in here and I went, well, you couldn't, could you?
I miss something.
You wouldn't be able to, would you, Slick?
Nah.
I've never had the
fuck is that?
experience.
Sounds like Shumi, but the female version.
So you wouldn't be able to serve on a
You
jury.
wouldn't be able
No?
to do it. Nah.
No, listen, I don't mind, guys, I don't mind answering this question.
I know, Slick. I'm sorry.
I'm dead serious, you guys. I actually do have
I
to
mean,
report
what's really
for
the point of the question of serving on
But
a
it's
jury?
okay. Listen, it doesn't matter. I don't mind answering the question. If I don't mind answering it, let me answer it. Now, I haven't experienced being on a jury, so I can't answer that.
You'll never experience it.
The point I'm making is that no matter how good the evidence they provided, you wouldn't be able to accept it because you weren't there to witness the crime. You didn't experience it, so you could never convict anybody.
That's
Nobody
you
could.
talking. That's
Nobody
you
could
talking.
convict anybody according to your method.
Nope. See, now you're telling me about me again. You can only talk about you. You
Talking
can't
about the
tell me
judicial
about.
process, how would anyone get convicted?
Listen, try to
How could any-
understand something. Just take it easy. Calm down. You can only tell yourself about you. You can't tell me about me.
Hey, you
You
know that.
understand?
You know that's the first
I think
sentence
you're
that
missing
you
the
don't
point,
use
Slick.
the word experience or belief. Congratulations.
But
In a
do you
trial, in a
understand?
criminal trial, the prosecution has to provide evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. But you could
Okay.
never accept that, could you?
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't experienced that.
How
Yeah, there
can
we
you-
have it. There
how
we
can
have
you
it.
How can
You
you be
understand?
like that old and not have gotten jury duty? I'm just curious. Like, do you not
wouldn't be able to do
register?
it because you wouldn't
Yeah,
be able to
but-
accept any evidence. This
Wait a
the
minute.
whole, shut up, Kaiser! I was speaking, for fucking heaven's
Listen,
sake!
One time
All I'm
I
trying to make
got called.
Slick-
Hey,
listen,
you
one
don't gotta
time-
be a psychotic bitch like that.
One time I got called for jury duty, but before the case went to trial,
They
they
dismissed
settled.
it. Yeah.
Of
Yes.
course.
Unmute Shroomy, you fags.
So how on earth could you have a criminal trial if everyone was like you then, Slick? It wouldn't work, would it?
So what? So it
I
doesn't
don't know.
work. What do you do?
Listen,
You can't
why,
accept
listen,
evidence.
Oh,
That's
shit,
the
there's somebody on the internet who's wrong. Fuck.
why do you keep
Start a war.
telling-
Start a war.
Why do you feel the need?
Twit. Before Huey blasts me again, everybody's asking, you've been so old and never been called for jury duty. I've been registered to vote since I was 18, and I just been called for the first time. I'm 41. I've been called for the first time ever, like literally a couple of days ago.
And they're lucky to get you.
Wow.
Oh, they're not getting me. I'm getting the fuck out of there. I promise you, something's happening. I'm taking
Oh, no civic responsibility.
Anyone else understand the point I was making?
I do.